Hello and welcome to Jamie's Motion Graphics episode 5. Today we are making this. All of this has been made in After Effects and all of this has been made from scratch. I will show you now step by step how you can make it yourself. Okay, here we are in After Effects. Let's start with a new composition. As always, it's going to be once again 1280 by 720 with 25 frames per second. So we are going to make this into, well, a nice background first. We'll always select the background color first. Let's do it a little bit differently from what we normally do. We're going to start off with, let's say, nice red background. Should I pick red? Yeah, why not? I'm going to pick a red background. And normally this is all I do for the background. We're going to try a new effect this time. We're going to add a new solid and make that either white or black. Let's make it white. You guys will already know what it's going to be because you already saw the initial thing, but I'm making this up as I go. So I just had this in my mind that I could actually do this. We're going to make a mask here, and the mask is going to be up until the middle of the screen, and then yeah, we're going to create that very nicely by making it into a rectangle. And obviously we want this to be, was that? No, let's first hit OK. We'll see. Yeah, it's actually a little bit too low. That's kind of what I figured. We want this to be 360, so it's exactly the half of it. And now we're going to feather it out. And we're going to feather it out until you get this effect. And well, that's what I was looking for. So if you don't like it, if you want to reverse it, just hit the inverted. And I don't like one part of it, which is that the top part is actually affected as well. That is because the mask is not far enough away from this. So we are going to make that a little bit bigger. Once again, hit the shape button, set this to 360 again, reset to rectangle, and there we go. So now it's far enough away, you get this nice flow. If you want it to be more of a flow, then just, well, add in more. You can wipe it out almost completely. You can also make it very sharp. I like it to be a little bit like this. Yeah, I do have the inverted. I like the bottom part, I guess, more. Oh, well, don't really mind either way. I think this looks better. So, yeah, once we've done this, lock the layers as always. And we're going to do a new layer, new solid. There we go. And let's make our book into something blue. So it's going to have a blue cover, and that means that we're going to have to cut out something because obviously this is not a good thing. I'm going to just make it into kind of a rectangle. It doesn't really matter for now. Oh, did I really do a shape layer just there? I don't want a shape layer. I want a rectangle, man. Yeah, we're going to make this into an actual rectangle. So mask path, mask 1, sorry, mask path, and then shape. Reset it to a rectangle, and then we're going to rotate the entire layer. Well, once we have the right thing, currently it doesn't look very nice. So we're going to address that by making this 200 by, I think that should be like 600. That looks really just, and let's make this 550 to 900. Yeah, that looks about the size of a page. Maybe it should be a little higher. You can of course actually find the value somewhere. So yeah, this seems about right. Now we're going to edit the position first. We want to put it a little bit higher on the screen. I'm using position instead of the mask properties because, well, actually my layer now becomes this big, and yeah, it's kind of a hassle otherwise. Let's make a rotation and just let it fit in here. The thing is, now we need to make it seem like it's actually a 3D object, which obviously it isn't. And we're going to do that by dragging this one down a little bit and dragging this one up a little bit. Oh, come on. You know you want to. So yeah, if you're having trouble like me noticing where the masks are, just select your layer, hit M, and then just click on the yellow box and change it to something else. Like this. Or, well, green would be probably better. So we can actually see what we're doing, and this way, yeah, it looks kind of like a page of a book, or the outside of a book in this case. So we're going to have one of these, then we're going to click on our layer, hit Control D for duplicate. You can also find that under Edit, Duplicate. We have two now. We're going to move the second one into, oh wow, it's really not lined up correctly. So yeah, just correct that on one of them. Make sure that it lines up correctly. So there's a little bit of a gap everywhere, which is okay. So just line that up. Now delete the first one because that one wasn't done correctly, and then just duplicate this one, Control D once again, and move this one over. So now at least it's they're equal and they're perpendicular. Well, just whatever. Not perpendicular. They're actually just equal. They have nothing to do with perpendicular. Anyhow, I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap because that's where the fold in the book normally is, and we want it to be a little more than just, well, a fold. We're going to once again duplicate this layer just to get the same blue, and I'm going to just set this over here. Pick up these 2 points, so pick up this point. No, come on. Select my points, man. Okay, just selecting the layer, hitting M so that I get the mask, and then I'm going to just select these 2 points, holding Control to add one more. Oh, actually it should be Shift in this program, I think. I'm not actually sure. Hang on. If I have this one and I hit Control, then I lose that one. So yeah, it should be Shift in this program. I'm sorry about that. So just hold Shift, and now we're going to just about line it up. You can see in the top part that it's yeah, it's about right. It should be a little bit smaller though. So yeah, now it's harder to see, but just try to line it up with the rest of the book. Then well, just drag everything and grab the entire thing and move it over. So it's going to be a little bit underneath the rest. Maybe I should just edit them a little bit. The vertices here. Like this. Why? Oh, I have everyone selected. Yeah, so I only have to click once. Excellent. We're going to go back to the selection tool here. Select only one, so just deselect it. And then just select them one at a time. Wow, that looks terrible. Apparently this one is really dragged out, which I really don't want, but yeah, well, that's the way it goes sometimes. I want to get somewhat of a bulge here. And then where's my other part of this thingy? Wow, it's all the way over here. So yeah, that's not gonna work. So I'm going to drag it back in and then make the nice round finish. So yeah, it's kind of a detail. The top part doesn't matter, it's going to be overlapped anyway. It's kind of a detail to do this because it's only a few pixels, but you will notice that it's done once you position it correctly, obviously. Mask path once again. I want to drag it out a little bit to the bottom, and you will notice that it is actually there. So yeah, it's only very small and blah 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 blah, but yeah, well, you will notice it. You don't have to do this, of course. You can also just leave it there. Let's make it flat for now. I didn't like it the way it was. Now we're going to draw some pages. So first of all, we're going to draw just a bunch of pages, so like a block, and then we're going to make a single page that actually flips over. So first of all, new layer, you guessed it, solid. This time we're going to pick a nice white. You can of course pick other colors if you want to, but yeah, well, page is normally white. So pen tool, I'm going to once again do this thingy. And yeah, we're going to immediately change our mask. So hit M and then click on the yellow if you want to change that and change it to something that you will actually notice. Like this. Okay, so all I need to do is just line it up with where I think the book is going to be. And since we have we have an actual book, just look at a book when it's lying down. You will notice that there's a little bit of a curve in the pages because, well, it's held down here and it's held down here, but the middle part kind of always comes loose. And we're going to mimic that by making these vertices into, wow, into non-linear vertices. And wow, this is just yeah, a lot more than I needed, obviously. So this one is going to be almost 0 because we want the middle of the page to be straight, and then the side parts can actually be a little, or the side parts are actually supposed to be curved. So like this, and then this. No. Let's redo that. I have a better method of doing that. So instead of making these four actually change, we're going to do it differently. We're going to take our pen tool and we're going to add in the middle here, add some points, and then pick up these points. Hopefully they already have handles. I'm not actually sure if that is the case. Nope, he doesn't. Apparently he copies what's next to him or something like that. Now he does. There it is. And we're going to do the same for this one. There, you might have actually noticed it. It's still kind of hard to see where they are, so you can just drag it down or up, and then you can see them a little bit better. But yeah, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to use those handles to make this little curve. You can see it already. And we're going to make the same curve over here. Hopefully we can actually mimic that. So yeah, it looks like it's a page, right? Yeah. So now we need to make the block that's underneath it, and we may need to shift this a little bit. So the block is going to be a different color, so let's just make a new solid once again, and this one is going to be like grayish because it's in the shadow and it's underneath all my other stuff. Once again, we're going to just take 4 points. Doesn't really matter where they are because we're going to adjust them. So this layer is going to be underneath the other one, so don't worry if it's not perfect. It doesn't have to be, only the bottom part has to be, well, not perfect, but virtually perfect. And then we're going to make this into a line. Yeah, just move the layer under the white solid and you will see that immediately it looks okay. So I think that the color should be a little bit darker. Oh, you agree? Okay. So go to Layer Solid Settings and just click on your color and make it a little bit darker. It's as easy as that. So there you go. Now we have a bunch of pages here, and all we need to do is grab both layers, hit Control D for duplicate. It's also under Edit, Duplicate. You know, I've said that a lot of times in the last few tutorials. But yeah, it's one of the most important things to have. So select both layers, just drag them over to the other side. and just line them up with the middle. So you can have a little bit of a gap in the middle if you want to. You don't have to. You can do what you want. It's your drawing. So I'm going to line it up on the left side here and have a little bit of a gap in the middle for now, because I can actually adjust that, no problem. So I'm going to hit the white solid layer, hit M for mask, go to the mask path, and then just edit that a little bit, few pixels to the side, about halfway, because I want the other part to come in, and so the other white layer. Once again, M for mask, and just select the ones that you want to change. Just set them up to the position that you want them to be. I'm going to leave a little bit of a line in the middle. I'm going to emphasize that by drawing an actual line there. But for now, this is fine. So let's close all these layers. So this, so now it's still a blue line, but this seems to be about right for a book. It seems okay. So let's now draw a line in the middle to make sure that we have some kind of, yeah, just a solid way to see where the middle is. It's going to be black and it's going to be very thin. Maybe just like dark gray could work as well. Doesn't have to be entirely black. Wow, that is hard on the eyes to immediately switch that many colors. So yeah, once again, just select the bottom part and just drag it to where you want it to be. If you're having trouble seeing where you're going, just select your layer, hit T for transparency, or opacity in this case, and just change the opacity. Then you can see what you're doing a little bit better, and you can see where you are. So I'm going to place one over there, one over there, and you can see that I'm putting about 1 pixel in between them. Like, just making sure that I have a little bit of a gap, but not too much. Then I'm going to do the same on the other sides, and hopefully that will result in a nice thing. So currently it's still gray, because, well, bluish, I guess, because we have the opacity, and just set that back to 100. Look what it, well, if it looks right. I think it's a little bit too thick, so we're going to just tune it down a little bit. Oh, hang on. No, we can do that better. Come on. Hit F for feather, or just go to the mask properties, and that should look better. So it's a little bit too thick still for my taste. So go back to the mask and just make it less than a pixel then. I guess we will have to remove the feather now, because obviously the feather is now bigger than the actual layer, which means that it's going to wipe out the entire layer. So yeah, feather to 0, and now it's just a black line. It's a little bit dark, but it can work. It can work. Yeah, I don't know if I want to move the like gray solid in here a little bit. Should be a little bit of a block here, I guess. Let's make a little block out of this. You can make multiple, wow, yeah, I really can't see where I am there. You can make multiple selections in one solid, and that way you can easily see or easily use the same color in multiple places. So I could have made the book out of one layer, I guess, but I wanted to copy paste it to make sure that it's exactly the same. So we're going to do it like this, like just a little bit of shadow. And if you don't want to, you don't have to. It's all up to you. So yeah, it's a little bit too dark, but we can feather this as well, because, well, we just had the feather up for the other layer, and you saw what happened. It's just a little hint of, yeah, something is going on there that makes it a little bit darker. Maybe 9 is a little bit too much, but you can type it in I'm going to go with 5, I guess. You can see that it's just a little bit of shadow. It makes your drawing come alive a little bit more. So now we're going to make the page that actually goes from left to right, which is just a copy of this page. And it's, sorry, that's this one. So that's the right one. And we're going to just hit Control D for duplicate, put it all the way up top because we want it to cross over everything else. By the way, just lock everything. If you select one, you can just drag down and select all the others. So it's really easy. You can do that with everything, also with keyframes and things like that. So this is our first interesting layer, because this one is actually going to move. So instead of just being a stationary thing like the rest of it, we're going to have to edit this one. So let's say, let's first of all set this to a little bit lower. Because we don't need the entire timeline for this. We're going to go to, let's say, 2 seconds. So we're going to leave it be for 2 seconds, and then the page is going to turn over. Maybe we can even close the entire book. We're not going to do that for now, but you can do it in a similar way. Go to 2 seconds, hit the, well, on the mask, the stopwatch next to mask path, and then we're going to go to 4 seconds, and then the page is on the other side, so drag, not the entire thing, drag the points to the other side one by one to make sure they line up with the other stuff, and we will fix it later how it's supposed to look. I think this one needs to be reversed though, so I'm going to do that immediately because I forget otherwise. Just try to mimic the thing that's already there, because obviously that's how that's supposed to look. And the middle part here, which also has to be reversed, so left to right, to make it more of the way it's supposed to be. So yeah, we're not done yet, so don't worry, we have more to do. There's always more to do in the animation world. So currently it will look like this, which is weird because this is not how you turn a page. In the middle here, so at 3 seconds exactly, which is not a coincidence obviously, yeah, these points are supposed to be, or this page is supposed to be like up here somewhere. So what we're going to do is we're going to go a little bit back, select this point, select this point, because otherwise I can't find them. If they're really just on top of the other points, I don't know where they are. So we're going to just have them selected, as you can see, and then just drag them upwards to the position where we actually want them. Don't worry if it's not perfect yet, we're going to solve it in a moment. Oh, I only selected one, hang on. I don't know why. Select this one, shift, select that one. Now we have both, right? Yeah, Control Z. And we're going to go back to 3 seconds, which is where it should hit its highest point. And we're going to select this point, which is one of the two, and both of them will follow. So I don't know how big it's supposed to be. This seems too small. Maybe like this, something? Let's see if that actually looks correct. So yeah, don't worry about the middle part. We're going to edit that in a moment, especially this part, which looks terrible. And yeah, it's going to fall down. So yeah, let's now edit the middle part, which we're going to do in the same way. So just go to a frame where you can actually see them. Then select them, both of them, and then go to the middle, and then just drag them upwards. I hope I have the right one. I did not get the right one. This point, right? Yeah. So this point, and it is going to be somewhere in the middle. Where's the other one? Okay, I did something wrong there. We're going to go back to where we were. select the mask path so we can actually see what we're doing. Select both of them, go back to the 3-second mark, and then drag them upwards. So it's supposed to be a straight page at this point, so it's going to bend, 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 bend one way, and then here it's straight and then bend the other way. Just to make it symmetrical, that's how it works. I don't know why this one isn't moving with the other one. Maybe I should just select this one. Nope. Yeah, I should have both selected at this point and then just drag them up. Try to make a nice line out of it. This one doesn't want to be a line, apparently. Looks weird. So just correct where you think it's wrong. It should be about halfway on the page. I guess they weren't completely symmetrical. Okay, so now we can see that the page, or the middle of the page, is kind of weird. So we're going to have to turn them to be actually vertical. But you can also see that this point has broken. So the other part of the handle is not moving with the first part. We can fix that very easily by going to the Convert Vertex tool. Just hit it twice. The first one will make it linear. The second one will actually give it new handles, and I don't know where they are. They're all the way over here and probably all the way on the other side as well, but we can work with that. Yeah, it's pretty much good enough. We're going to do the same thing here, which is because this one's probably also broken. Yeah, it's very small, but you can see they're pointing different directions, and we're going to once again just set them up and make this page as vertical as we can. Yeah, that sounds about right. So let's see what it looks like now. So currently here you can see it bends that way, and then we want it to be straight up, and then it bends the other way. It doesn't look very nice yet. So let's, instead of it being completely upright, let's drag this one out. Oh, no, both of them. Let's drag them out. Yeah, just hit Shift if you want to select multiples. We're going to do this, and we're going to fold this one down a little bit. I'm doing this just at random. I'm just trying to make something. Maybe bend it a little more even. We can drag out the... Oh, that looks terrible. We can drag out the things if we want to have more of a curve or less of a curve. So here it becomes bended. I don't know why it's not drawing here. That seems weird. I guess I do know why that is, but yeah, we can correct it afterwards. So page turns and then the page falls in place. This looks about right, except that here the wrong parts of the thing are drawing. So it should have a line over here as well to, well, just show us the page. Let me just change the the solid settings to something like yellow, so we can actually see what's going on with this particular page. And you can see that, yeah, here between this point and this point there's supposed to be a page, but because we're not actually using a page, it looks weird and it doesn't draw correctly. So all of the other parts need to be there. We just need to add a part between, well, these 2 points and then going upwards. Well, we can do that. We can do that manually. So here it goes up, and here is where it starts to be bad. And then the rest is actually good enough. So let's add that in there. The thing is, of course, it starts going bad because at this point we are kind of passing where we look on the page. So here we're still looking at the back side of the page. No, sorry, the front side, I guess. And here we're looking at the back side. So we're turning the corner and it doesn't understand that we want to see both sides at the same time. So we're going to just duplicate this layer. Now, yeah, then we get the same color. I'm going to change the color back, I guess. Solid settings, we want white again. There we go. White, duplicate that so we can get the same well, shape and everything. Control D, in case you forgot. And lock the other layer because, well, the movement is correct. It's just that one little detail that isn't correct yet. So all we need to do is correct that, and then we are golden. So pick up the side points, just drag them to where the middle points are. We can actually remove the middle points at this point. I think that's good. So just use the pen tool and go stand on these things. Yeah, we know that an animated mask path, if you delete this stuff, then it won't be animated correctly anymore. But, well, we have to delete that animation anyway, because we don't need that animation on this part. We need that animation on the other part. So there's your page, and you can see that it actually resets the entire thing. So we're going to drag over this part. Oh, apparently I had all 4 points selected, which is not what I wanted. I'm going to select that and just drag it over here to these little points. This part we can't actually see, so let's turn this back to turn off the lock. Let's turn this back to yellow so we can actually see a little bit better what's going on. Or maybe gray, I don't know. Just doing whatever. The white solid then, let's make that the different color as well. Layer solid settings. Let's make it green. I don't have green. What? Come on, green. Be green. It doesn't want to. That's strange. Why do you not want to change color? There you go. Red it is. So now we can see a little bit better where everything is. This one has to be turned to something else because otherwise I can't see them. So now that we have a little more vision on what is going on, we can just line these up. So you only need to correct these 2 points and just make sure they're on the page, on the middle of the page, and they just need to, well, correct for the mistakes. So the first frame we actually needed is, yeah, the next one. So let's first of all set the mask path here. So from here on out we want it to exist. Before this point we don't want it to exist, so we're going to go to split layer here, edit split layer, or Ctrl-Shift-D, and delete everything in front of it. This layer will now only exist, as you can see, from this point forward. It's very clear, I think. Yeah, we're going to move forward one, sorry, no, we're not going to move forward yet. I'm going to go to masks, mask, check whether this is actually the correct position. It seems to be. And we're going to immediately go to the last frame that we need. I'm going to zoom in even more on the time because it seems that we only have like 4 frames that we need to correct, which is excellent because it's a lot of work. And I can zoom in even more. And you can see here you have the separate frames actually now. So this is all bad, 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 and then here it's good again. So from here on out we don't need the layer anymore. So once again we can just hit the split layer and just delete this. We're also just going to add or edit the mask here. So my mask path should be there somewhere, although I have no clue where it is. Oh, it's here. It's 1 frame before that. select the 2 points that we were interested in. With Shift, you can get both of them. Set this to the middle of the page, or just about there. This as well. I don't know exactly where the middle of the page is, but you can see it fits inside the page now, so it won't be visible anyway. Yeah, we're just going to draw in the little bit that is actually missing, which means that these should be going to the top parts. Oh, sorry, that's not the top. We need to go to this middle and just draw in whatever we're missing. There should be some kind of curve involved, right? Seems right. Seems that there should be a curve because the entire page is curved. So let's add the curve. Oh, that's the wrong tool. Convert vertex tool. There you go. So we're just going to try to mimic the sides of the page here without overwriting too much of the rest. There we go. Where did you go? Whatever. He doesn't want to help. Lazy bum. Come on. This one, just mimic that little curvature. And that looks, yeah, just about right. This seems still really weak. I'm just trying to, here, this part, we're not going to see that, but the rest, so the top part, we are going to see that. This part. Yeah, so from here on out, it should move not there, but yeah, I guess it needs to move up, and then we need to once again edit these vertices because, well, they still need to be curved, and let's curve them in the correct way so that they're actually lined up with the page. What's this? Did I now make an extra vertex here? Yep, I did. So which one was the real one? I have no clue. I accidentally made a new vertex somewhere. I think this one. Yeah, that was a little sloppy on my part. So convert once again. We're going to make this. We're going to make this fit the page. In this case, it doesn't matter that it's broken. So let's see. That seems about right. And then did it mimic the rest of the page correctly? No, I completely messed this up. I'm going to have to do this again. Just delete all of the markers. We're going to have to do this again because I messed up something, and I know, yeah, I deleted one of the vertices that I wanted to keep, and blah 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 blah. I'm being such a klutz here. Really way better than this, trust me. Well, you don't, I know. So this moment in time then. This one should be in the middle. This one should be in the top, wherever that is. That is over here. And it should mimic this. Well, the back side, I guess. Yeah, really all I need to fill in is the parts that are missing. So this part really was okay. It's just this back part that is missing. So let's fix that by going over here. Setting the mask path and then going to the last frame where we can well, we can't really put it in the correct position entirely in one go, but we can get it pretty close. There we go. Then just this one should be a little more out there. This one can actually just be in here somewhere. So I do have the page now, the back part of the page. I don't know if that's actually visible for most people. Let me get some transparency going. There you can see it. There you can see the difference between the old one and the new one. The new one has this little bit of an edge in the top part. It's not a lot, but it's definitely enough to show the problems that, or to, well, to show that we have a problem and we're missing part of a page. I'm going to try to go to the first frame, that's here, and well, this one is obvious where it needs to go. That was the top part of the page. This one is going to be somewhere in the middle, it doesn't really matter. I think this one is the top part of the page, and this one should go in the middle again. Should also be, yeah, doesn't matter what happens here. We're not going to see that anyway. It's going to be white on white, or whatever color I choose to use. Yeah, here it becomes more of an issue, because I want to have this part of the page as well. So let's make a line from here to there, and we can actually make a better line than that. Oh, wrong tool once again. Convert vertex into this and this. And then we can still adjust it, hopefully, with the selection tool. We can get this up here, and then we can make this into this angle. The top part here is fine, so I don't need to worry about that at all. I can move this inwards a little bit, just so I don't cross the page and make extra things where there's not supposed to be anything. And let's see, so this is the first one where we also have to correct. Let me change both of these to linear so that they stay linear. Then this one is going to go over there. This one's going to go over there. Yeah, the bottom part of the page is now the problem. So the bottom two, and now these two are just useless for now. They're going to be useful later on. So this one's okay. This one needs to be adjusted a little bit. We're going to now go frame by frame, just adjusting so that we actually have all we need to have. I am going to set these things to linear over here as well. I know that's not ideal for the end situation. Well, one pixel, one frame forward, I guess. No, not one. This is, I think, the last one where I need them to be linear. Then they can become whatever they want, because we don't see them anymore. So this is fine. This one needs to be adjusted a little bit. And now we're reaching the top of the page with our problem. As you can see, it's kind of a mess. The entire thing is a mess at this point. And this one is supposed to be linear. There you go. So, moving forward, this one, as long as it fills the gap, it's fine. It can overlap all at once. I don't know what's happening here. Where's my other handle? Oh, it's over here. Oh, that sounds about right. So yeah, this is going to be just the edge of the page. That's this line, and this one is supposed to be the back of the page, which is this line. Actually, I could have just made everything linear. I don't need any of these curve points, because it apparently works differently than I initially thought, and we're just going to have to work with that then. So yeah, be linear. Yeah, I'm just drawing a line between these 2 points and between the top 2 points, and that seems to work out just fine. So once again, make this one linear. Just set it in place. This one just needs to be here somewhere. And that one, yeah, fine. Next. So this is one of the last ones I think that I still need to do. Yeah, I still need to do 2. Come on. He is pretty much in the right spot. Problem is though, he is being annoying. This one is, yeah, it's okay, whatever. Doesn't really matter if he's in the correct spot, as long as the line kind of is correct. This one needs to be linear once again. Let's make this one linear as well, just to get some nicer lines. This one could be over here. Yeah, that sounds about right. One more then. It's a little bit of a mess, to be honest. So the edge of the page is now over here, and this one is once again not linear. Should have set them to linear straight off. And the edge of the page is also over here, so just make sure you notice where the lines need to be drawn, and just draw them. It's not like it's hard to do, it's just a lot of work, as always. So yeah, this seems to be about right. And the next one was already taken care of, although we can actually make that a little bit better now that we know a little bit more on, well, what it's supposed to look like. So I'm going to make everyone just be linear. Oh, I made one of them non-linear. And just set them to like the right positions. This one go up here, and this one in the corner here. Then the last one, I don't even think that I need to explain anymore, but yeah, well, just setting everything to linear, just setting them up to fill the little gap that's still left, because, well, basically all that's left to do is to get these few pixels that are here. Maybe I could actually do it like this, look a little bit better, but then I need to make it curved again, and this is kind of, yeah, kind of want that to be curved like that. I don't know what it looks like now, can't really see. Why did I pick red? Layer, solid settings, let's make it green. Kind of easier to notice green on red. Yeah, it sounds about right. It looks about right. So let's see what it looks like, keeping in mind that, of course, both of them should overlap. Well, let's make this one gray. If I make this gray, at least I have one page, and I don't have to do that all in my head. So the same kind of gray, so you can pick it over here, hit OK, and then hit the transparency. So T, this one, oh, yeah, whatever. The transparency should be good at 100%. We're going to just click somewhere to release the layer, and then we're going to scroll through it. So just to see what's happening, you can see there's a little bit of a thing over here. I don't know if people notice that normally, but yeah, I tend to notice these miniatures things, and it really annoys me when they're there. So let's adjust that a little bit, make sure that there's not a stray pixel. Oh, what's happening here? Let's see. It seems that that this one, being non-linear, actually skipped part of the assignment that he had, which was to be awesome. Yeah, we're going to fix it like that. Okay, here once again we have a piece of thing missing, so we're going to adjust that by getting this guy. I want only this guy. How can I change so many things to linear and then they still aren't linear? Which is just insane. Did I fix it? I don't know if I fixed it. I think I fixed it. Yeah, so now there's a little bit of a gap over here. Mask path once again. Grab this one. Oh, grab just this one. And just make it into something cute. It should fit exactly, yeah. Yeah, anyway, it doesn't look like it's totally solved, but it's mostly solved. Then the rest of the page seems to do well. Oh, here I lost part of the page. So let's make it one more pixel, or one more frame, I should say, and just keep that in there for now. I don't know, let's deselect it. This is how a page is supposed to look, and then it's going to fall down. Yeah, it's not totally correct, especially here. Well, we still need to fix that, but it's close. It's close. So now, if you noticed, the page is a lot smaller than the entire page is supposed to be. So we can still fix that. This seems to be okay now. This gray solid here, though, we need to adjust that a little bit for the frames where we are currently. Hit U to see everything that we edited, so you can see that this is the last frame that we actually edited, and then it's going to fall down and apparently be a lot shorter than it's supposed to be, because well, here it's curved and it seems correct, but here it's no longer curved and it doesn't seem correct. It just seems wrong. So we're going to have to select, like, oh, come on, where are you? Mask path. Just select this one, select the other one, holding shift, and then just drag them up until the page is the right size again. So yeah, it should be close, although it's not perfect. It's definitely not perfect. It should be a little bit more. And then just take these middle parts as well. Nope. I don't know what I undid there. Pick up this one, just move them up a little. Take this one and this one, move it up a little. Is that the correct size? Yeah, it seems about right. Maybe a little bit more curve here. And there we go. Still, yeah, it's still a little bit too small here. I mean, this now seems just about right. I don't know, maybe it's a little bit too small, but it does seem a little bit too small just before it lands. So let's adjust that. And then it falls into place and curves the other way. So yeah, that should be it. So select your two layers. Well, unlock them first if you did log them. Select your two layers, go to layer. Oh, you can't do that for both. Okay. Oh well, I guess we have to do it one by one. Solid settings. Put it to white. Solid settings. Put it to white. Oh man, so much work. So little that I actually gained from it. But yeah, now it looks about right. Let's see what it actually looks like. Let's play it. Yeah, it's a little bit weird because it's the same color, so it's white on white. We can make a little bit of a different color white for the diary itself. Yeah, we could also just adjust these, I guess. Oh, that's fine. Let's adjust these once more. Solid settings. Change this into a little bit of gray. Like it's a very small amount, but yeah, a little bit of gray. Let's see if that's good enough. Change this one as well. Layer, solid settings, and to get the same color, you want to grab this and hit OK. Let's see if that's good enough to actually show up as a turning page. Yeah, there we go. It's a little bit off-white, and that's apparently enough to show us that it's a page. Okay, now we can do that again. So we can turn another page if we want to by just picking up these two, hitting Control D for duplicates, and then moving them to the top, and then moving them in time as well, because currently they will both go at the same time, and we don't want that. We want to have that the first one go at 2 seconds, it will land at 4 seconds, and let's say we get the next one at 6 seconds, which means that the 2 seconds from this one, or no, well, it means that the 0 seconds needs to move to the 2 seconds. So there will be a 2-second delay. No, I need a 4-second delay, right? Hang on. Yeah, I think I need a 4-second delay. Yeah. So go to 4 seconds and set the start of the animation, so the start of the layer, to 4 seconds. Doesn't have to be exact, just what you want. And there goes the second one. So yeah, we can duplicate that again, Control D while having them selected, and set this one to 8 seconds. That's how easy it is to make multiples. Easy, right? So another page here. Yeah, I saw a little bit of a glitch, but it wasn't there. It was just the rendering of my computer being too slow. So yeah, now we have 3 pages, I think. 1, 2, 3. Yep. And we can even make another one. It doesn't really matter how many you make. It just looks cool. Go to 12 and plop it down over there. There you go. And there you have a self-scrolling diary, or book, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, there goes the first page. I should actually, because I think now we get a problem because we have, yeah, we have kind of the wrong colors. And we can, yeah, so we have grayish over grayish here, which is not what we wanted. We wanted white over white. So instead of copying this, I'm going to delete all of the non-original ones. And I'm going to say, well, just blend with the one underneath it. Just, yeah, just become white, and then we turn the next page. So once it lands, we give it the 2 seconds before the next page falls to actually change to white. So we're going to have change to color. There we have it. We drop it on the first layer, and we're going to change the color it is to the color it should be, which is pure white. And then we're going to, oh, no. First we have to set a waypoint, or sorry, not a waypoint, a key point. Keyframe. We hit the 2 because that's the one we're editing, and then we go to the 6-second mark. Then we grab the gray and the white, and now it should change color. Oh, set it to hue, lightness, and saturation. So currently it is, hang on, it's still supposed to be white, or gray, sorry. I'm not actually sure about why it's not doing this. So yeah, it's hard to tell, but this one is supposed to be white. Let's set this white to something else so we can actually see what's going on. Yeah, it's supposed to be gray over here. And oh, yeah, I know what I did. Should have set gray to gray for the first part. So now it's gray all the way through this animation until here, and then it starts changing, in this case to red, but obviously that's supposed to be white. So this white, okay. So now it changes from gray to white over 2 seconds, and you won't even be able to notice it unless you know it's there, but it's going to make a huge difference for whether or not we're going to be able to see the page turning. We're going to copy this, so just click on it, hit Ctrl+C, and then go to the white solid 4, Ctrl+V, and that brings the entire thing over to this one, which I will show you. There it is. It also goes from gray to white, which is completely impossible to tell, but it does. Actually, I don't even need it here. I just realized, because this one doesn't exist anymore at the point where it actually switches. So now that we've done that, let's do it somewhat different from what we did before. We're going to hit Layer, Precompose, and we're going to make a pre-composition of these two things, which means that now they're in a separate composition, and this is just the animation. So this is just the little page flipping over and changing color. And now we only have to adjust one layer. So instead of having 2 layers all the time, we only have 1 layer. We can even say, like, at some point it disappears. Like here it, let's see, where does it change color exactly? Yeah, so here it has changed color. And at that point it's the same page as the one underneath it. So we can just say, yeah, just cut it out. We don't need you anymore. Just go to Edit, Split Layer, and delete the part after it. And in this original composition, it will do exactly what you did in that composition, and use that, well, in this one as well. It means that you don't have to delete anything. All you have to do is just get this one, Control D a couple of times, and then just set it forward by 2 seconds every time. So we're going to move this one forward by 2 seconds, then deselect it with Control, set it to 4, Control, set it to 6. Actually, we needed 4 seconds. So 4, 8, yeah, this one should be 12, and then 16. There you go. That's as easy as it is. So yeah, then we have one more issue that we can address. Is this going quickly enough? Which is a valid question, I think. The thing is, of course, if you want to change the timing, I don't like the fact that it comes in so early. So the new page, like here, look at this. It already appears when this one falls down, but it's only going to scroll over here. But I want this color not to change instantly. You can see the right page changes instantly. So because we pre-composed this, I can actually change it on this one thing, and then I don't have to worry about it anymore. We're just going to, yeah, well, this is the same as splitting the layer. No, actually, we're not going to do it like that. Control Z. We're going to set the to color on the moment it's supposed to exist to what it is currently, which is this one. And then at time 0, when it comes in for the first time, we're going to set the to color to white. So it's going to go from white to gray, and stay gray for the duration of the animation, and then go from gray to white in the end. And that is exactly the way we wanted that to be, even though on this one you won't see it. On the original one you will see the difference. It will come on very slowly, hopefully. The color, that is. I still have to do something about the fact that it's overwriting this middle line, which you might have noticed. But yeah, we can also just live with that, but I don't want to. I just want it to zoom in then. Like, come in with... Let's just take both of these. Hit the opacity, which is the T for transparent, I guess. Hit the stopwatch and then go to 2 seconds and just set a frame, set a keyframe. Just go back to 0 and then make it actually 0. So now it will come in slowly and we won't have that. So you can see here that the middle line is a little bit, is disappearing a little bit, and it will come in and then, yeah, it looks, it's not perfect, it's definitely not perfect, but it will do for now. It's I guess good enough. So as I said, because you did the pre-composing, you can change things in this one and they will immediately be used in all of these layers, which is a very handy tool if you're trying to make an animation like this. So the last thing we need to do is say, when do we end this? We're going to end this as at 20 seconds. Composition settings, change this from 30, well, I had 30, I don't know what you had, to 20. And then we can render it out and just be happy we made something nice. Anyway, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.